Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Luke and today we are... No, I hated every second of that. Let's start again. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Luke and today is another CBBC Corner. And for those who do not know, oh my god, I need to start again. Hello. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Luke and today it is another episode of CBBC Corner. For those who do not know, CBBC Corner is a new series I've started on my channel where we look back at some of our favourite CBBC shows and discuss... Full stop. Today, if you hadn't guessed by the title, we are going to be talking about the Sarah Jane Adventures. It's my favourite show because I'm 12. You're probably able to tell it's one of my favourite shows because we've already discussed it in CBBC Corner and now we're already discussing it again. Plan for CBBC Corner is when I talk about a show, I'll talk about the show in general and then we'll probably watch an episode or so. But I love the Sarah Jane Adventures so much and I don't want to talk about it just as a show in general because to me, so many iconic episodes, so many iconic characters, so many iconic moments that I can't just be like, let's talk about Sarah Jane Adventures and be done with it. It doesn't work like that in my head. So we're going to talk about every single episode of Sarah Jane Adventures at some point in the future of this channel. And it starts here. It starts today. We're going to be talking about the invasion of the Bane. The Invasion of the Bane is Sarah Jane Adventures' pilot episode. I think it aired on New Year's Day in 2007. Am I correct? No one knows. Didn't do any research before I started the video. Sarah Jane Smith is a Doctor Who companion. She popped back in The Five Doctors, which was an anniversary special. She was in K9 and Company, which was a Doctor Who spin-off. She was in a Sarah Jane Big Finish spin-off audio drama as well, but really returned in the Doctor Who episode School Reunion, which came out in 2006, where she met David Tennant's 10th Doctor and Rose Tyler. And Mickey was there too. So that was a really good way to bring a classic character back. Elizabeth Sladen was amazing at it and slipped into New Who effortlessly. Ends the episode with her sort of saying,
"Besides, I've got a much bigger adventure ahead. Time I stopped waiting for you and found a life of my own." And
Sarah Jane Adventures is really where that kick starts. Elizabeth Sladen is my queen and she plays Sarah Jane, the title character of Sarah Jane Adventures. She basically has an inability to make friends her own age. Everyone who is friends with Sarah Jane in the show is a child because the show aired on CBBC, which is for children, yet we're all here talking about it. The children involved, we've got Maria Jackson, who moves in over the road from Sarah Jane and spots in the middle of the night that Sarah Jane has a fucking alien in her garden. There's no binoculars involved whatsoever, so I don't know why I'm doing that. Maria lives with her dilfy dad, Alan Jackson, who is just the dilfiest dilf to ever dilf. We love Alan Jackson on the channel. Any Alan Jackson slander, unacceptable. I'll delete the comments. Maria's mum is Chrissy Jackson. Alan and Chrissy are divorced. Chrissy now lives with Ivan or Ivan. They say both, so no one knows. In this episode, the Bane, who are the main villains, create the archetype, who becomes Sarah Jane's adopted son, who she gives the name Luke. Good choice, babes, good choice. We've also got Mr. Smith, who is an alien computer inside the wall of Sarah Jane's attic, who only will come out if you say, "Mr. Smith, I need you," and then play a fanfare as he enters the room because he's that obnoxious. K9 is a character. He's a little robot dog from the classic era of Doctor Who, has had many failed spin-offs and is currently sucking up a black hole through his bum. And then we've got Kelsey Hooper, who is sort of like Maria's friend, but not really, because they literally meet for 5 seconds and then Kelsey's like, "Should we go to town?" And Maria's like, "Yeah, that's such a good idea. I'll go into town with a girl I've just met." And then they catch the free bubble shop bus and go into town and get attacked by aliens. This is why you don't go off with strangers, people. I could never. I'm too introverted to just be like, yeah, sure, let's go into town together. And then we also have Mrs. Wormwood, who invented camp. She is the villain of the episode. She is one of the Bane. And the only one worth mentioning, really. Shade to the other Bane, but Mrs. Wormwood, she's tops you all. She's dom top. I can't say that. So that's enough chit chat. Shall we watch the episode together? Now we're going to watch Invasion of the Bane, which opens with the iconic Sarah Jane Adventures theme tune. Another thing of note, Sarah Jane Adventures often starts and finishes with Sarah Jane narrating or looking up into the night sky or looking at the camera, and often saying things like,
I've seen amazing things out there in space, but there's strangeness to be found wherever you turn. Life on Earth can be an adventure too. You just need to know where to look.
That sort of vibe. That just came out. Can we just talk about how I just did that? Oscar? No, you don't really get an Oscar for being on CBBC, do you? That would be cool. Who would win the CBBC Oscar? Comments down below. Anyway, off topic. Sarah Jane narration.
I saw amazing things out there in space, but there's strangeness to be found wherever you turn. Life on Earth can be an adventure too. You just need to know where to look.
I mean, it's kind of what I said. It's kind of what I said. Bubble shock. So now we're introduced to the Jacksons, which are Maria, her Dilfy dad, and her mum.
Don't go through the front, go around the side, I did say.
Mind you, not bad. They love it.
Besides, they're getting paid.
Iconic. Oh, now we're talking. Sarah Jane, she's like, what does Doctor Who have? What does the Doctor have? Blue box, bigger on the inside, sonic screwdriver, scarf, bow tie, coat, maybe. Why don't I just have fancy house, cool attic, sonic lipstick that shits all over a screwdriver, and a cool iconic car? She's winning. She's winning. Right, and now we are going to see the moment where Maria spots an alien in Sarah Jane's garden. That's that moment where she's like, what the fuck? Except it's nowhere near that aggressive. There's a great sort of thing that Russell T Davies does in his era of Doctor Who, which was series 1 to 4, Torchwood and Sarah Jane. Back at this point, he's coming back, a new era begins. Enough about that. In this era, he does this great thing where when he's introducing somebody, it's never the lead character, because Doctor Who, you think the Doctor. Torchwood, you think Captain Jack. Sarah Jane Adventures, you think Sarah Jane. However, he brilliantly introduces these characters, these shows and these worlds through the eyes of Rose Tyler, Gwen Cooper and Maria Jackson, which is our perspective, and it's really well done. I love it. Whoa. And what I particularly love about it is that that alien is clearly very bright, very loud. I'm presuming the singing sound is the alien and not just the soundtrack. And what's funny about it is, like, only Maria wakes up. You've got the whole of Bannerman Road hearing that, and only Maria wakes up. Maria's not like other girls. That's why she's the main. That's why she's the main. Now we are about to meet Kelsey, who, like I said, becomes Maria's best friend within 5 seconds.
You moved in yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And Kelsey, do you want to come into town?
This is Kelsey.
Did they tell you about the people that used to live here? So the bloke kept going on at her about seeing aliens.
What sort of aliens?
Like it's real. Shut up.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
Sarah Jane Smith.
See you then.
Where are you going exactly?
Bubble Shock Factory.
Alan's like super cool, like, oh, going into town, a brand new town in a brand new neighbourhood with a girl you never met, that's cool. Am I untrusting of people? Should I accept people a bit more? Is that normal? Again, maybe I'm just too much of an introvert for this kind of shit. But to me, somebody coming into my house and being like, we're going into town, I'd be like, sorry. But then, like, if my parents were just like, cool, see ya, have a good time, I'd be like, what am I supposed to do? But then we have a great scene where we are introduced to Sarah Jane. I love that when she says, I'm Sarah Jane, there's like a little swirl of soundtrack music. Delicious. I love that kind of shit. Now, after Kelsey and Maria are like, we're catching the bubble shop bus, it's free. And Sarah Jane was like, it's because Sarah Jane's like on Bubble Shock's case, okay? Now she has gone to Bubble Shock Factory as well. So Maria and Kelsey are in the tour, because they give tours in the Bubble Shop Factory. Sarah Jane is in Mrs. Wormwood's office, which is where we get the drama. It's like tennis match, backwards and forwards, with the quips and the sassy remarks, the shade. I'm in love with this scene.
I wasn't breaking in. I was just trying to reach someone in charge. Do you mind if I take notes? Not at all. Mrs. Wormwood. A star called Wormwood. Fascinating. Shall we move on to business? Just food and drink. That's the human race. They devour.
Obsessed.
Oh, I checked with some scientists I know. Your social circle sounds fascinating. They tried to analyze. Test for drink is in the tasting.
Oh
no, definitely not.
Also a little bit obsessed with the soundtrack throughout that entire scene, and then that run-up shot to Mrs. Wormwood where the camera starts to tilt. I'm obsessed.
Mrs. Wormwood, I'd rather die. We can't have that.
She's the best. I love Mrs. Wormwood.
Bane behaves very oddly when they try to test it, as if it's resisting the analysis. And nothing could do that. At least, nothing on Earth. What exactly are you suggesting, Miss Smith? That Bane originated in outer space? That would be ridiculous. Wouldn't it, though?
It's so good. Every time Mrs. Wormwood gets a win, Sarah Jane wins. And then it just keeps going.
You'll be considered insane. I don't care what people think of me. Never have.
That is a lovely message for children to hear. The lead character of a show being like, do you know what? I don't care. I don't care about other people's opinions of myself. You live your best, Sarah Jane. Live your best, hun.
I take it, Miss Smith, you're single. Yes, I am. No children? No. Such a wasted life. Oh. What planet do you come from? Nice try.
It's so iconic. Is it just me?
Kill her.
Oh! Yes. We don't condone violence unless Sarah Jane does it. Kelsey is about to ring somebody. Drama, because the Bane don't like telephone signals. And they were told before they entered the factory to turn phones off. So she snuck away to do it. So she knows she's in the wrong. Does it anyway. Causes absolute mayhem, let me tell you.
Hiya, Suki.
So this also wakes up the the archetype. Oh my god, I watched Time Heist with Deepa earlier today, can you tell? The architect, the archetype has been awoken, and he eventually becomes the well-loved character Luke. So this is very exciting. Also, the Bane mother is on the ceiling. Russell loves that, doesn't he? Russell, he loves a monster on the ceiling, giving off that Jagrafest energy.
Get that thing away from me. She is not a thing. You are the thing. She is my mother.
How taken aback would you be if the like kind of hot guy in the suit came into the room when you were being attacked by an alien on the ceiling and the guy says, "That's my mum"? I couldn't cope.
There's nothing to be scared of, Mother. A precious Bane mother.
Stop.
Kelsey?
So then later, Sarah Jane manages to get Maria and the archetype out of the bubble shock factory and away from Mrs. Wormwood and the Bane. Maria's like, I can help you. And Sarah Jane's like, no offence, Maria, but you're a child. You need to go home. So Maria, all upset, like, oh, I'm not a kid. Isn't that such a thing? Like, when you're younger, you watch these things. And when you're a kid as well, you're like, yeah, you tell the adults. And then when you watch it as an adult, you're like, fucking hell, Maria, you're a child, go home. And then Kelsey, bless her, is still stuck in the factory with the hot guy who is with his mum, the big mama, big mama on the ceiling. Mrs. Wormwood basically uses her alien abilities to look into Kelsey's mind and finds out that Sarah Jane Smith lives at 13 Bannerman Road. Iconic address. Kelsey has just been dropped off by the Bane to Bannerman Road, while the Bane are also going to hunt Sarah Jane.
Kelsey! Thanks for abandoning me.
I'm making a snack. Do you want some?
Alan, you're a snack. You're the snack.
Where's the man from the factory? He's on the street. He's here.
I love it.
What is that new voice? Maria. Hello, screaming girl. Hello, that's a great big alien.
It's so good. The drama. This scene had me gripped first time I watched it though. Queenly behaviour.
It's the muffin. That is a muffin.
Does anybody actually describe somebody as a muffin? Or is it just Kelsey? Because I think it's just Kelsey. Right, now we're going to go to Sarah Jane's attic, where we're going to meet Mr. Smith and K9, and we're even going to see some cute pictures in the background. There's some Daleks, there's a Brigadier, there's a TARDIS, there's Harry Sullivan. It's very exciting.
Who said you could come up here? Don't touch anything.
The attic. Look how beautiful. It's so nostalgic and warm and inviting. I love it.
The government knows all about aliens. They tend to go in all guns blazing. I just think there's a better way of doing it.
How'd you get started?
I love her.
I met this man, a very special man, called the Doctor. And I learned that I could carry on here on Earth doing what we always do.
Honestly, every time Sarah Jane talks about the Doctor, I want to cry.
Greetings, Miss Smith. K9.
He's my friend.
K9. As in K9. That's so lame.
He's been in there for a year and a half now, plugging the distortion.
I have to agree. I love K9, but he's so fucking stupid.
Bye-bye, K9. Good dog.
Affection noted, mistress.
It is just, it's one of those things, K9, isn't it? That we just, as Whovians, we all accept him and we love him. We adore him. But like, when you do take a backseat, it's like, K9's so fucking dumb. Please don't come for me. I love K9. He's just stupid.
There's a piece of living Bane inside every bottle of potion. Mr. Smith?
Yes, Sarah Jane.
I need you. Mr. Smith's a computer.
An alien computer.
Round 2 for Sarah Jane and Mrs. Wormwood. And it's just as iconic as round 1. Particularly Mrs. Wormwood's closing line. We'll get there.
Thanks for the assassination attempts. The next one will involve harpoons. Leave this world.
And if I don't?
Then I'll have to do something. In the language of your young ones, bring it on.
I love Mrs. Wormwood. Okay, and now we're going to the bit where we basically see Sarah Jane, Maria and Luke join together to sort of stop the Bane and save the day.
The time of Bane is come.
Do you really think that's wise? You forgot this. What is that? A signal device from another world. Calling the Bane!
Iconic soundtrack.
Till the next time, Miss Smith.
Whoa. And then we have an adorable scene right at the end where we name Luke. And it's just a wholesome little ending, and again ends with Sarah Jane narration, because that's what Sarah Jane episodes do best. But what's lovely about this scene is for the classic Who fans, they get some little name shout outs. It's very cute, it's very adorable.
Oh, that's more like it.
Oh, and this music's so nostalgic as well. I fucking love this show.
How are you going to adopt him then?
Mr. Smith sorted that. All he needs now is a name.
You can choose your own.
I like yours, Maria.
Maybe not. How about Jack? Josh, Nathan?
Harry, Alistair, Luke.
I like Luke.
I like Luke. If you like Luke, I like Luke. That's the name I was always
Thanks,
going to choose
guys.
if ever
Have you got a boyfriend or?
Well, there was only ever one man for me, and after him, nothing compared.
Stop.
What's that? It's just a plane.
Or perhaps it's a spaceship. I saw amazing things up there in space. Life on Earth can be an adventure too. You just need to know where to look.
I'm so sad that actually gets me a bit emotional. So that was our little rewatch of Invasion of the Bane. It's not the best episode of Sarah Jane Adventures. Actually, it's probably quite far down my list of Sarah Jane episodes, but it's a perfect, neat little pilot. You know, that's exactly what you want from a pilot. You don't want overly epic and over the top and emotional from the get-go. You need to get to know characters and stuff. So I think as a pilot, it serves everything well. It reintroduces you to Sarah Jane, and it introduces Maria and Luke and Alan and Chrissy and Mr. Smith, and it's the attic, the sonic lipstick, the car, all the iconic things, Bannerman Road, all the iconic things are introduced and ready to go in the next episode. So yeah, that was the next episode of CBBC Corner, the first CBBC Corner of the year, and I have got a schedule in place for the rest of the year. Let me know in the comment section, even though I've got a schedule and a plan, do let me know in the comment section what TV shows from your CBBC childhood you would like me to discuss next, and we can relive the magic together. Tell me your favourite episode of Sarah Jane Adventures, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm attempting to get to 10,000 subscribers this year, so do like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, leave comments down below, and I will see you in the next video, which is, I don't know what it is at the moment. It's either a reaction, it's either another CBBC Corner, or it's something else entirely. Who knows? Love you. Bye, Felicia.